Want a live interview with Viral Hip Hop News? Email me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go.
The nightclub with actually Michael Rubin out of all people. But
Oh, dope. Okay.
yeah, Terrence was a cool dude.
Cool, cool. So let me go over to see what else we got here. That's not relevant. DMX's wife. Now she was pretty much they were divorced in 2016, and
Mhm.
she was trying to lay claim to his catalog, 50% of his catalog, because it was his wife. Now it's his ex-wife, Tashira Simmons. They went to court yesterday. The judge, granted that she will not be getting 50% of his catalog. I'm sure she's probably pissed about that.
Yeah,
Well, how do you feel about that? Because obviously she was with him,
yeah.
for a lot of those years he was creating, that was the love of his life at one point. And a lot of times we see in court that the women come away, with 50%, most of the time. So how do you
Yeah.
feel about the judge's ruling in that whole situation?
I think she definitely, if she was with him and she grinded with him and she was with him shooting in the gym, you know what I mean? She deserves to receive that 50%. But that being said, this is why it's important to have everything in paperwork. This is why it's important when you start becoming celebrity and start having things that you have that are worth, you know what I mean, holding on to or worth giving out. Unfortunately, when your demise happens, you have to have things in place to where if DMX would have put in paperwork, okay, she so and so was getting this, so and so was getting this, and it was legally documented, there's nothing the lawyer could do but bang the gavel and give it out. I know a situation, and I'm not going to put any names, but you know who I'm talking about when I start saying it. Woman up the street, somebody we know for a long time, passed away a couple months ago. Her husband's been living there. I was walking my dog. I was talking to him. He said he's about to move to Atlanta. I said, "Oh, you about to sell the house?" He said, "No. My wife left it to her daughter. Even though I've been paying the taxes on it this whole time, my wife left it to her daughter. I have to go." And he has to move out.
Hmm.
So you got to have paperwork. You have to put things in place to where nobody can come in and rule any type of judgment because DMX set it aside to make sure, okay, my wife's getting this, getting this, getting that. Now, if he didn't have it to own, that's another thing. If she's fighting with the labels and fighting with that, that's a whole nother monster itself, and we know how that go.
Right now, Gangu Roach. I know you remember him. He's in the. I posted the what he said. He said I helped DMX ex-wife her divorce settlement to obtain royalty rights from X's catalog back in 2016.
Mm.
So that may be something we could talk about one day, Gangu. But I
Is he
kind
in
of
the chat right
disagree
now?
with you though. Yeah, he's in there. Yeah, that's
Oh,
him.
what's up? Shout out to Gangu.
Yeah, 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 he's in there now. I just posted his. I don't know if you can see on the screen, but I
Oh yeah, I
posted his
got you.
message
Yeah.
that he put. But I don't know, man, if I agree with that. As far as her deserving half, man.
Talk about it.
I mean, because think about it. Like, I mean, you say shooting in the gym. She wasn't creating none of them songs. She wasn't coming up with none of them concepts. You know what I mean?
Right,
But again, she was there for the support. She was giving him some. She was taking care of his children. I'm not saying she don't deserve something,
right,
but 50%. I don't know. I mean, I just kind of feel a little. I wouldn't be mad if she did get the 50%.
right.
I'm just saying that's a lot. I mean, what about his kids? He got like
Now,
5 or 6 kids too. You know?
without question, like I think that if he's not alive to argue that, like, no, okay, she owns it. If he's alive and he's saying you ain't getting 50%, you ain't getting 50%. But now that he's not here, it needs to go to something that's going to give to his family, something that's going to provide for his legacy. Now, if she's just trying to take half and ain't trying to do shit but go out and have vacation and shit, what we doing? But we know that the moral police ain't involved in this situation. It's somebody looking for bread. So I 1,000% agree with you. And that's kind of what I meant when I said like she deserves it. Like the family, the tribe deserves to be able to live off of the wealth that he earned for sure.
Right. No, Gagu put it wasn't half. It was royalty rights from the second album. Put more like 40%. Okay,
Okay.
cool, cool.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
He would know. That's the guy right there. He would definitely know.
Yeah, yeah. He was with we did a lot of classic interviews. Back with him back in the day about Big Pun and
Word.
stuff like that. But yeah. Now this Big U. Let's move on to that because he was in court a few days ago, and we already kind of know the whole situation. But when they paint the picture, like this guy was like extorting people. Like people would come out to LA and you had to check in with him. If you didn't, he was getting you robbed. And one guy was telling the story, but like they knew, I forget who this was, one of the rappers that they knew where he was going to stay at. They knew when he landed and all of that. But I that's how LA is though. It's like the gang culture is so entrenched that the person at the counter at McDonald's is a gang member. The police officer is a gang member. The person cleaning up the room is a gang member. So it's like everybody's talking, but you could you lived out there for a while. Speak to that.
Yeah, the problem is these rappers want to keep it too fucking real. And instead of just going to their hotel, doing what they got to do, maybe clubbing and getting the F out of there, they got to seem real and appease to the masses. And gang culture runs LA. Point blank, period. They run LA. And if you want to go into that world, you're going to have to play by their rules. And a lot of these dumbass rappers and athletes, for some reason, because we are the same hue, think that we got to walk around in hoods and that's what's going to represent and that's what's going to make us look like we are as black as our counterparts. When all we are obligated to do is go in there, do a show, do a performance, play a game, and get the F up out of Dodge, right? So when you got people in place like a Big U, who is an OG, who's a shot caller, and all this is alleged, I don't know if it's true or not, and you want protection or you want to feel safe in this area, oh, bro, well, you got to pay the toll or you won't be safe in this area. And brother's been a bully for a long time. Even when we interviewed him, he was on top of his game, seemed like a changed man, but you could see the bully in his eyes. Like, brother's a bully, right? So if you got people out there, reaching out to him or doing this, yeah, you damn sure go pay some money. Or you got 28-year-olds, 29-year-olds in the industry that all of a sudden want to turn into a gang member. Oh, we playing this fool. Oh, yeah, we getting his money. This idiot want to be a gang member at 30 years old. We getting him. So, I mean,
here's the part that I kind of agree with. I kind of agree with, not with the extortion part, but because remember we talked to Trick about this.
Yeah,
you're not just going to come to my city, make all this money and not spread the wealth.
Word.
It ain't gonna happen, and yeah, you come in here, you better come. If we doing a show here, bring the local artists want to open up for you. Come sit down with the podcast in this area. Like, don't just come here, siphon the money and leave, because it could be a problem in certain places. So I agree with that aspect of it. Like, people should show the love.
For sure.
If you're going to, then because they do it when they go to other places like New York, they're hitting the Breakfast Club, they're hitting the Hot 97, they're hitting all these areas. So you're not just going to come here and get all this bread, and party and not leave us with nothing, bro. No, it ain't gonna happen. So that's the part I kind of agree with, not with violence, but it's just a respect thing. That's all.
Word. Feed the community is one thing. I'm cool with feeding the community. You got some artists out there, you could put them on a show, cool. You could take care of the youth, cool. I'm not handing you 40 racks so that I can not get shot for walking down the street. You kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What are we talking about? Like, I better not get shot on Sunset. But see, and this is the thing. Instead of me walking down Crenshaw saying that, I'll be walking on Sunset saying that. Like, I'm not going to be going into areas where I know that my life is potentially threatened and I ain't got no business out there. Now, if I'm doing a show and I'm running my mouth and I'm on social media saying this, saying that, i.e. like a Jim Jones, if Jim Jones were to do a show out there, man, you better have some local people on there because you're walking around these hoods, you're walking around these neighborhoods, you profiting off that shit. That's totally different. But if me, as a citizen, go out to LA to do a show, man, I ain't giving you nothing. Nothing.
Right.
I'm going in.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's definitely, a fact. Because it's those people out there, man, it's a little different. But people say, like, how come y'all make white people check in? Y'all make actors check in. It's always y'all want to make the Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But then again, like you said, it's the rappers though. They want to have this persona. And some of these guys act like they Bloods and Crips. And a lot of them LA dudes don't even recognize them like that.
Nope.
So when they go out there, they make an example out of them.
Yep, they food.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Jim Jones been out there like that? I don't even, maybe, sure.
I don't, all this shit's a TV show to me now. Like, I see 45-year-olds taking selfies in the middle of the night in the hoods trying to be tough like 20. It's sad, man. I seen a recent video, I guess when he was talking to Whack or something like that in response, proving it that he was out in LA in the hood and doing something stupid and meaningless. And
right. I got one more for you.
Don't ask people that make no difference.
Just off, I was just looking at this. So remember Ali from St. Lunatics?
Yep.
He was suing Nelly for songwriting credits on Country Grammar.
Yep.
Well, that law, I don't know if you've seen a lawsuit was it was dropped. It was dropped in court today. So Nelly has fired back in court after St. Lunatics member Ali dropped a copyright lawsuit against him. So now initially filed in 2023, the suit accused Nelly of failing to appropriately credit and compensate his longtime collaborators for their work on the rapper's 2000 breakout album Country Grammar. So yeah, they pretty much came out and said that it's over with.
Damn.
You know, they didn't find. What do you think about that though? Because I mean, we Ali been on the show maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
He was very, very what's the word I want to say? Adamant
Yep.
that he wrote songs and things of the nature, and that So what's your thoughts?
I was definitely Team Ali. One, because he patronized the podcast a few times. He was cool with us, you know what I'm saying? Always been cool. Ain't never been no beef, and didn't know exactly the ins and outs of the lawsuit. But if he was in the right of something, you definitely wanted to see it come through and take its course. And just because it was dropped doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't true, but it definitely means that Ali in some sort of way conceded, whether he felt as though he was going to win the case, whether he felt he had a chance, or whether he felt like it was worth it. He said it's no longer worth it, which I'm honestly surprised about, because the conversations that we've had and the way that he moved on social media in regards to this, it seemed like he was ready to take it to the bitter end and get what he deserved and take it all the way there. And anytime you listen to any of the lunatics speak, even about the beginning of how they were created and little things like that, even when it seems like it's kind of some hesitation, they all bring up Ali's name. So Ali definitely was the foundation in creating the lunatic. Now, was he the star? Did he have the star pellet that Nelly has? No, I kind of attribute it to, all right, Chris Brown's writers are some of the greatest writers who have ever lived. They've created some of the greatest records, but could they perform it like Chris Brown? No, that's why they're not Chris. So
Right.
Ali may have been the architect. Ali may have been the foundation, but you needed a Nelly to go ahead and execute. Nelly was the star power, and it's unfortunate now that they've been through what they've been through. And like I said, I wish I would have seen it. They could have went through, because if Ali was in deserving of something, he should have received it. But it could have been the lawyer fees, the money starting to get too long, it's starting to get too crazy. Whatever the reason is, he decided to bow out, and it's kind of sad, man. I wish he got what he deserved.
Now it says, I'm gonna go on to say this as well. It says, despite the case being dismissed, Nelly's legal team is pushing for the court to impose financial penalties on Jones, who is Ali, and his legal representation, citing the costs incurred during the defense. Now, Gongo Roach also put in the chat, Ali was never winning that case. Ali was years past the statute of limitations. What's your thoughts on Nelly's team now saying, look, you gonna have to pay for my lawyers and shit?
All is fair in love and war. All is fair in love and war. And if what Gangu's writing is correct, and Ali had time and waited, then you got to hold yourself accountable. You can't point the finger. You got to point the thumb in this situation. You've been sitting on this stuff for years and years and years, and if this is the case, right? And Ali's our dog, but I got to call it like I see it. If this is the case, then this seems like an attention grab more than an actual, I want justice. This is a avenue to go, okay, let me open up my platform. Let me open up myself. Let me go ahead and do this. Even though